We're looking at another property field type today in HubSpot, and that is a sync property type. And what it lets us do is it lets us take a piece of information from one object type, like say a contact, and sync that data with an associated object. So in our example here, we're just going to use a company create date. And what we're going to do is we're going to take two properties and say, okay, the company create date that exists on a company, we're going to sync that to a contact property. And what you could previously do with a workflow and a lot of, what are my rules? When is it going to sync? We can now just say with HubSpot's new feature, always keep these two properties in sync. So anytime we have a company create date, we're going to sync that over to the contact property so we can see it. You could imagine using this with something like an address or a phone number or perhaps a recent deal amount. If there's any information you have on an object and you want to keep it on an associated object in those properties, this is a quick and efficient way to do so. So I come over here to my field type and I'm going to look for property sync. I'm going to choose the associated record type. And again, in this case, I'm going to associate my contact property with my company. I can pick what is that particular property. And in this case, we said we're going to do create date because we're going to take the company create date. We're going to put it on our contact. We have association labels here that we can select from. So if we only wanted to sync this property for a particular association label type, we could do so. In this example, we could pick for primary, but if we leave it on all, then we also finally have an option to say, are we going to do this for the first created company, or are we going to do this for the most recently created? And imagine, tickets and deals and places where you have a lot of different associations happening, that would be really important to set. So again, a really cool new feature that lets you keep that information across different objects that are related. Great stuff coming out of HubSpot. Please reach out with any questions. Thanks.